Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for your time. And today our focus is on improving the data quality using data insights driven by machine learning and a lot of statistics in easy to way and interactive manner that you will see in actual demo of the tool. So yeah, we all know that data quality is very important, whether it comes to the quality of the reports and dashboard like descriptive analytics, or whether especially for the predictive analytics where pristine quality of your training data is extremely important. So this feature will help you identify the gaps and qualities and other errors in your data. Will apart from just showing where the problem is, it will also give you the suggestions or how to improve or how to mitigate these errors or quality issues that you see in your data. So most of you would be familiar with Smarten. As you know, it's one of the one of the rare combination of both the traditional BI and modern BI components. So while it has got a dashboard, self-serve reports, KPIs, geo maps, pixel perfect reports, the descriptive analytics part, or a traditional BI components. It's all self-serving, web-based. It can be cloud-based. It can be on-premise. So while it caters to traditional components like the dashboard reports in self-serving manner, it also has advanced analytics or augmented analytics components such as self-serve data prep, which helps business user with no SQL background or IT guys with no ETL background to prepare the analytics ready data on their own without any scripting or extensive SQL. It also provides you key influencer analytics to help you understand the relationships between your different data columns and targets and predictors. We have recently introduced the anomaly alerts. So if there is a KPI or target that you are monitoring and there is any deviation in the threshold that you have set, system will send you the alerts via email and in portal notification. Apart from just giving the alert, it will also give you the reasons for performance or non-performance of this particular target. So typically, we are enabling management by exception. So instead of looking at reports every day, system will prompt you when there is something which happens in your data where your attention is required. One of the key feature which you would not find in almost any competitor BI platforms is assisted predictive modeling. So business user or IT persons with no data science background can also create, share, and use predictive models. System auto recommends the algorithms as well. You don't have to worry about which algorithm is best fit for your data and use case. And with a very couple of hours of training, business users can start creating predictive models for their use cases like customer churn or customer classification or attrition, employee attrition, or many other possible use cases. So it's not a fixed set of defined use case library that is given to you. It's free flow, and sort of use cases that you can achieve are only limited by your imagination and the data that you have. We have sentiment analysis. So you want to analyze your social media feeds, or you want to analyze some customer feedback. It will detect the positive, negative, and neutral sentiments and trends from your data. And NLP search clickless analytics, where you just type in questions like Google and you'll get the answers. And we are still working on few more interesting features where machine learning and AI would be leverage further to give you value from your data and data insights in the most easiest possible way. So yeah, this is Smarten in a nutshell. And now we are introducing data insights. So this is again powered by a lot of machine learning and statistics algorithm in the backend. In the inside, what you get is the aggregated index of quality for your data set. So we have taken a lot of concepts and stats, and we are generating data quality, say your particular data set is 90% quality or 70% quality or 40% quality. So that gives you aggregated view, and even the users who are using reports or predictive models from this data know that how much trust they should put on this particular model or report derived from this data set. So we are generating a higher level aggregated quality index for each data set you have in the system. The kind of observations, these are some of the examples. Of course, we will see that detail while actual playing with the tool today itself in the demo. But yeah, generally the data is coming from various data sources. There are various joins, transformations, cleaning, all that happens, and as a result we come up with gaps in the data. We come up in we end up with missing values, skewness, distribution problems, and similar names, and a lot of other data quality issues. So with this, some of them are highlighted here, like say you have missing values or duplicate values, you have outliers in your measure variables, you have it also shows you the column associations. Say for example, if you want to analyze how your sales amount is, or gross sales is affected by discount, you can find this sort of associations as well. It also helps you with a small version of influencer analytics, where you have a target variable and you want to understand the impact of other predictors on your target variable. Say for example, effect of uh, discount and product price on your sales volumes. You can do this ML driven analysis in a very interactive way. Apart from that, a lot of other statistics like skewness and distribution and trends, and how the idness in your column is, how the similar sounding phonetics based values are in your data, and a lot of other statistics are given. So overall, the purpose is data quality is extremely important. Today, data is coming from various sources, and data quality issues naturally come when you prepare the data for your reports or dashboards or predictive models. And with data insights, apart from the aggregated data quality index, you have a detailed breakdown and visual interactive interface to understand where the problem is and how to fix those problems in your data to improve the version of truth, or improve the quality of reporting and decision making in your organization. So this is very helpful feature, both for the descriptive analytics like report and dashboards and KPIs and stuff, and also extreme more important for the predictive models initiative that you may have in your organization. So yeah, this is data insights in nutshell. Yeah, I mean, Smarten has been listed in multiple Gartner reports for analytics, and it has been used by some of the leading organizations in various industries. As you can see here, you can find out case studies and other customer details and testimonials and product features and videos on our website as well. So this is a brief about, I'll keep the presentation short because we really want to show you the actual dive of the tour. So yeah, I'll hand it over to Ayush to demonstrate the data insights feature to you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik. Well, good afternoon, everyone. As Karthik has shared a glimpse of what data insights can offer, from identifying hidden relationships to spotting and correcting data errors. Now let's have a look at data insights live. So as we all know, Smarten is standalone 100% web-based full-stack modern BI platform, which serves a wide spectrum of different business use cases. So here I'm in the browser, and let me quickly log in using my credentials. So I'm signing in. And as soon as you sign in, it will present you with the Smarten homepage, where I have my repository, recently accessed objects, and I have other folders, and also the data sets which I have previously uploaded. So like any other feature that Smarten provides, uses the data. So let's go ahead and have a look at our data set. So for this demo, I will use this sales data set, which I recently opened. So it is showing up in the recent objects. So opening the data set. So in this data set, each record corresponds to an individual order with the information like date, product name and category, salesperson, location information, its listing price, gross sales, etc. So as Karthik said, data comes from various sources. So you can upload your data set from CSV, Excel, Parquet, Oracle DB, and so on. And they're often joined and merged together. So as a result, it may introduce the data duplication, inconsistent data formats, incomplete or say missing values, and so on. And that may not have the pristine quality that one would need for the descriptive analytics, such as dashboard reports and KPI, or especially predictive analytics, where very good quality of data is important. So now imagine being given a huge data set that needs to be analyzed, and doing it all manually would be extremely difficult and time consuming, and checking each column for duplicates and searching for missing values or repetitive processes, and dealing with hidden issues like outliers and skewed distributions, and also inconsistent data can lead to misleading conclusions. So now here's the exciting part. After receiving various feedbacks from so many Smarten users and analysts like you, we have aggregated and addressed all of these problems in the single place called Data Insights. So with this feature, we help you to measure and improve the quality of your data. So even if you do not want to go into the detail of the data, we show you the aggregated quality index of your data set, so that you can have some sort of sense of reliability about your data right away, and you can further explore the data by different tools presented in Data Insights. So within just a click of a button, it will present an interactive report in front of you. First up, we have the data quality indicator. So this nifty feature assesses overall quality of your data, providing you with an immediate understanding of its reliability. So it's like having a quality expert right there with you, analyzing every aspect of your data. So here the data quality is a 71%, and it is identified as a medium quality. So that means there is a huge scope of improving the quality of the data. Now, such kind of aggregated data quality measure helps to give you a confidence on how to move forward with your data set. And this data quality index is also reflected in your repository for each data sets. So it's like having all essential information about your data set right at your fingertips, so that you will have a comprehensive snapshot of your data within just a glance. So it provides you key statistics, which give you a quick overview of a data set size and structure, showing you how many rows and columns containing missing values, number of measure columns, duplicate records, duplicate columns, etc. And also how many cells are containing missing values. So in this data set, more than 20,000 cells are missing. And that means about 17% of our data is missing. Such statistics can really be helpful while working with large data sets. So thus this overview tab acts as a gateway to enriching your data set, and by instantly accessing these key pieces of information, you will be equipped with the necessary knowledge to make informed decisions. Now let's head over to the observation section to see how it helps with our analysis. So this section lists all observations, or say data quality issues, that your data set has, along with the list of all the columns in which they are found. And also it shows the number of records which are having such quality issues on the right. So it shows the most relevant observation on the top, which you might want to fix first. And then there are other possible observations available. So for this example of this data set, these observations are found. So as you can see, the system has automatically identified and recorded some observations for each columns. And and let's say, for example, like missing values were found, and high number of outliers of your columns, and similar values found, which we can see, which means phonetically similar values, which is very highly helpful observation when you have values like MENGO or MNGO. So which means the same thing, mango, right? But having different spellings. So the system automatically identifies such inconsistencies as well. So if there are possible missing value indicators, such as not applicable or NA, the system will automatically detect such values and also show you that these are the values which may represent the missing values in your data set. Then it detects the values with extremely low frequencies, indicating uncommon occurrences within your data set, listed under very few occurrences found observation. And one of the most biggest problems we encounter in analysis is of mixed data types. So for an example, dates and strings and numeric values all are different data types present in a single column. That may and the system will automatically identify them and show that, so that you can change the data type and fix accordingly. And if you have the measure columns, then it may automatically identify the high skewness if your measure column is highly skewed. And if there is a column which is string, but it looks like a possible ID column, like order ID, say invoice ID or product ID, so it will automatically identify them as well. So if you want to fix them or change its data type, you can do that. It also takes care of high correlation among the columns as well, and report if there is a high standard deviation in your measures. Right. So now you can go to each of these columns to explore its observations in detail. For an example, let's say product name. If I want to see which are the similar values, because similar values found in these 3 columns, and suppose I want to see these 9 records are containing the similar values, and I want to see which are they. So I can simply click on the product name as a column, and it will open entire new page detailing about each of the observations. So here it lists all observations found in the given column in detail. It not only shows the observation, but it also suggests what next appropriate action that you can take to fix the issue. So for an example, for this similar values found, it is suggesting us to use the cluster and edit feature of Smarten, so that we can combine all the similar values. So for an example, it is showing that mango has 2 different spellings, while strawberry has 3 different spellings, and that can be combined as a strawberry, which is single spelling. Other examples of observation like mixed data type found, as we saw before, it has numerical data type as well in the same column, and also it has string data type. So it is all listing observation in the single page. So with these observations, you gain a complete view of potential errors and anomalies in your data set. By addressing these issues, you will enhance your analysis and unlock the full potential of your data, driving meaningful outcomes. So till now, we were looking at the overall analysis of our data set, be it an overview or overall observations. But any analysis of the data is incomplete if we do not pay attention to the behavior of its columns, right? So the column analysis addresses exactly that. It lists all columns of your data set and groups them into these 3 types: categorical, periodical, and numerical. Whichever column you are interested in to explore, just click on the name and start exploring. So if I expand a categorical column, for an example, it lists all categorical columns, and along with each columns, it also shows you the basic information such as list or most frequent values, unique values, and along with them quality indicator as well for each individual columns. So for example, let's select some column. Let me select product name because it has a low quality index, so it will be fun to explore it. So if I click on product name, it will open entire new page for that particular column. So it has own quality index. It has identified as low quality index. So which means there is really a lot of wrong things going on with this column. It has so many missing values. Possible missing values are found. Mixed data types are there in this column. So there is a lot of room for improvement for this column. And as said before, apart from just listing down the observation, system also provides you the recommendations on how to fix these issues. And if you follow the recommendations and fix these issues, you will improve your quality of your overall data. So we are already familiar with this observation section, but the wealth of information lies in the descriptive information. So other information, it covers many information, many pieces of information such as stability, which helps us understand whether the values of this column change frequently or remain the same. Other information like average length of the word, average characters, number of unique values, and so on. It also shows us the most used words. So here, as we can see, Beer is the most used word in this column, and it is all interactive. You can click on the header and it will sort your distribution based on your preference. So with such pieces of information, you can quickly gain the understanding of the structure of the data in your column. So it not only that, it also lets you visualize the columns distribution. So by default, it shows the proportions of each value. So as we saw, beer has the highest proportion, while soda has the least proportion. And not only that, you can also select any additional column to put your current column into perspective. So let's say I want to select gross sales so that I can see each product name and average gross sales by product name. So I will just click on gross sales, and you can see that all average gross sales are plotted per product name. And if we analyze, we can see that despite of beer here having the highest number of records, it has average gross sales of around 55,000. While cookies here, which has half of records as beer, but it has higher average gross sales compared to beer. So such kind of analysis can be carried out when you select an additional column. You can also select dimension column. So instead of selecting some measure column like gross sales, you can also select state or city like dimension column, and it will change automatically. So we can see that it is showing state-wise product names, and it is all interactive. So you can zoom in and explore by yourself, and all the information are provided in the tooltip. So this was about the categorical column. Let me go back. And let's say we want to explore any other column, like say numerical column. So I will just expand this. And as in the categorical column, it is also showing us basic information for all numeric columns, such as average deviation, its quality. Also, it is listing the number of outliers found in each numerical column. So let's say we want to go for say gross sales. So I will just click on this. And as we can see, gross sales has around 62% of quality, which is classified as medium quality. So there is a room for a little bit of improvement. And it has also its own observations, such as high skewness found. And it is also highly correlated with other columns, such as sales quantity and cost of goods. But now it has different kind of descriptive information, ranging from simple but highly useful information such as sum, min, max, and also related to distribution of the column like skewness and kurtosis are also present here. It also shows us the records with positive and negative values. So we can see gross sales cannot have the negative numbers, right? But it has shown that 10 records are negative values. So this means that there is an error. So this is how easy it makes for the user to detect and correct the errors. And probably you wouldn't even consider checking this manually. So, and then is the outlier, which cannot be missed because extreme values may distort your distribution. And it has automatically identified that there are 200 records which are containing the outliers in gross sales. And if you want to see which are those records, then you can always click on this download outliers button, and it will automatically download the Excel file, and you can have a look at your records which contain the outlier values. Then is the sequential difference. So it helps you to see the difference between consecutive records. So like now, for this example of gross sales, it might not make sense for something like gross sales, but it becomes highly helpful while analyzing such some columns such as closing stock balance or web traffic information, where you just find the difference between two consecutive values in your record, in your data set. So this is a sequential difference, and there is a normal distribution check. So it helps us to assess whether the distribution of our given column follows a normal distribution or not by visually comparing the two. So behind it shows the standard or expected normal distribution, and on top of it, it plots our own columns distribution. So knowing this is crucial because many statistical models rely on the assumption of the normal distribution. And as we can read and see that our gross sales does not follow a normal distribution. So that means most of the values lies in some range, in some bucket. So as we can see, most of our values are lying in like 65% of values lie in a single bucket of this first bucket, right? So so by this we can see the pattern of how our gross sales values are distributed in our data set. And then always there is a visualization as we seen in the categorical columns. Here we can see the distribution of the column of gross sales, and additionally also we can select another additional column to put our gross sales into perspective. So let me quickly go back, and also we can analyze our periodical data types. So here we have one data column which has the date time data type, and it has basic information like most recent and least recent date, and it also has the quality index and the range. So let's click on this. So it doesn't have any error. As we can see, the quality index is 100%. It shows the information such as in the descriptive information. So which was the oldest date? So our data set starts from 2019, and the latest date is February 2023, right? And so the total date range is 3 years and 58 days. So it is all showing in our descriptive information. And also the visualization. It shows us the count of records by year by default. So here in 2020, had the highest number of orders, which indicates that there was very high volume of orders in 2020, while 2020 has the lowest, which is the current year, and still the orders are coming. We can change the grouping. Instead of analyzing by year, we can analyze by month, and it will just change its visualization. So by changing, we can see that September has the highest number of records, while February is showing us the low volume of orders in our data set. Right. So fantastic. Now we have explored the incredible features of column analysis tab, where you can gain in-depth insights of each individual columns. So next we will see how to uncover the hidden relationships between your columns of your data set. So this is my personal favorite feature, to be frank, because the dependencies between columns hold a wealth of information. So it shows you all pairwise relationships between your columns at once. So with this feature, you can identify dependencies and understand how change in one column might impact other column. So here we can see all the columns names are present vertically and also horizontally, representing the pair. And the strength of the association is denoted by its size. So the bigger the shape is, the stronger the relationship is. So for an example, let's say a product category and state. So that means there is a very weak relationship between product category and state. So which means selling of one product is not influenced by changing the state, but the same product category variable is highly associated with cost of good variable, which means there is a strong relationship between them. So and similarly, we can see the relation between gross sales and discount. So which are negatively correlated based on, we can define based on its color. And it not only shows the relation, but if you want to visualize the relation on the go, it will help you to do so. So all of these indicators that you see on the screen, all are clickable. So if I click on one of them, let's say gross sales and discount, it shows the scatter plot between for the relation. So we can see that if we increase the discount, the sales are likely to decrease. So generally that may not be the case, but this shows that your sales team is not leveraging the discount as a tool to increase your sales. So yeah, and if I go back, by default it shows some column and pairwise relation. But if you want to add or remove some of the columns, you can change them by going here and clicking on the gear icon. Like if I want to include list price in our association, I can add and remove some of the columns, so there accordingly it will be updated. And last but not least is if you want to filter out your associations, like I only want to see the associations which are stronger, more than 0.5. So I can change the threshold by sliding this widget, and it will automatically filter out all these associations, and you will only be able to see the stronger associations. Right. So thank you very much for listening to me. I was Ayush Shah, and now I would like to hand over to my colleague Khanjan to discuss other exciting features. So over to Khanjan.
Thank you, Ayush, for demonstrating some remarkable features, namely column association and data quality index. Let's begin with feature importance. It allows us to gain valuable insights when analyzing the impact of discount and price on gross sales. While the system has initially recommended sales quantity as a target, but I choose to do this analysis using gross sales as my target variable. And after choosing the target variable, the system will recommend some predictors. Predictors here, I can add or remove predictors if I want to. Like I am adding discount, product category, state, and list price as my predictors. And after clicking apply, the system will give me the influencer importance chart. Notably, from the influencer importance chart, you can see that employee name has the highest impact and sales has the lowest impact on the gross sales, and discount is falling in between. Like for more comprehensive analysis of each influencer, you can leverage Smarten Insights key influencer analysis, and all the videos and resources are available on our website for key influencer analysis. Moving on to missing value analysis, we observed here we are observing distribution of missing and non-missing values for each column. Here you can see that product category has the highest missing values and order ID has no missing values. Additionally, we identified correlation between missing and non-missing values. For instance, there was a strong correlation between the product name and product category, which it indicates that the missing value that appeared in product category column, it also appears in product name column as well.
So whenever a product category is missing, almost in all cases, product names are missing as well. So you can see the relation there, that if product category has null values or missing values, product name has missing values as well. And when you look at, say, for example, columns like, say, employee name versus say gross sales, or employee name versus, say, for example, state, there is a weak correlation. So it is not necessary, or the data at least says that employee name missing does not mean your state name is missing. So that join is somehow working out great. But yes, you need to look into this combination of product category and product name and fix this issue. So this gives you a overall relationship of correlation of between the missing value variables in your data. Yeah, go ahead, Kanjan.
Yeah. Now let's explore the column metadata section. Here we find basic information about the dataset, including its creation and updated date and data source information. And in the columns metadata, you can find all kind of data column information like data type, its column type, and its sample values. Like for example, the state has a string data type, but it identified the column type as a geo, and all that kind of inside column metadata you can find here. If you want to export this metadata, you can use export it by using export button, and it will export it into the Excel file. Lastly, I like to emphasize on the significance of the settings step. Throughout our analysis, we utilize various statistical and machine learning techniques, which can be time consuming and resource intensive as well. To address this, we have developed a customized feature that allows you to prioritize specific columns and data operations. While the system highlights the most important columns in yellow, you have the freedom to add or remove columns based on your preference. This provides you with the full control and flexibility when performing your analysis. So
So yeah, I mean these are extremely resource intensive functions, and if you just want to focus on certain columns or certain data operations and reduce the load of processing on your server, you can use this feature to customize the columns and data operations that you would like to include in the analysis. And of course, you can change it at any time. So this is more from the settings and performance improvement point of view. So yeah, overall, yeah, this is what data insights is all about. And if you guys have now any questions, we can take it. So yeah, please go ahead if you have any questions. We have one question about Smarten's comparison with Power BI, Tableau, and Looker Studio. So yeah, every tool has their strength. I would rather highlight this answer by highlighting the strengths of Smarten. Like we saw in the overview presentation slide, it's a rare combination of traditional as well as modern BI components. That's one of the strengths. So while you are having traditional BI components like visualization, dashboards, and reports, you also have the advanced analytics components like predictive analytics and NLP search in one box. Uh, so you won't end up investing different tools for for data preparation, ETL, visualization, and predictive analytics. You typically get everything in the one technology stack. Number two is Smarten can be hosted on premise as well. It can be hosted on cloud of your choice as well, whether it's AWS or Azure or Google Cloud or your private company cloud. Number three is, and which is one of the biggest strength of Smarten, if you are looking into investing the future of analytics, citizen data scientist is the biggest transformation that is coming to analytics, which is about empowering the business users to do predictive modeling on their own. And no, and I think Smarten has provided this interface in such a nifty way that with couple of hours of training, a power business users can start creating predictive models on his own. And apart from that, we have features like anomaly alerts. We have features like NLP search, which is a context-driven search, not just like the column filter level search. You don't need to buy different components like reporting engine, or if you want to do something with the traditional report, you have to buy this component, or if you want to do some advanced ETL or ETL, you have to buy these components. Licensing is pretty simple. There is no proprietary scripting or programming that is involved. So a generic IT skill person who knows the data, some sort of SQL, can start leveraging Smarten in no time. And same for the business users, power business users who are, say, conversant with Excel and MS Office, can also start using tool and developing their own content without investing a lot of hours into training. So these are the typical advantages we have in Smarten, and if you wish, we can certainly have a separate conversation on that. We have a lot of comparison documents as well, and our consultants would be happy to explain that to you. Now, another question we have is, can this be used for data deduplication or? Yes, can this be used for data deduplication on multiple ERP instances and cross-functional departments? Yes, I mean, you can bring in data from various systems. We have many connectors right from CSV and JSON files and Excel files to most of the popular databases like SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle. We have connectors with a lot of other services like Google Analytics, and you can also integrate the data from your R as well if you have invested in R. So you can bring in data from various systems. You can do all this transformation, quality check, quality improvement within the self-serve data prep module that we have. So yes, I mean, and most of our clients use at least more than 5, 10, 15 systems. So yeah, data will always come from different data sources having different file format and connectors, and yes, it can be brought in into Smarten data sets and analyzed further. Yes, and Smarten greatly reduces the learning curve that is required. It does not have any programming or specific scripting or specific architecture related training that is required. So the adoption or rate of adoption or speed of adoption can be very rapid with Smarten. Then Power BI has many different objects to make dashboard. How can Smarten provide that kind of objects for dashboard? I mean, we have typically many almost hundreds of visualization and reporting components and KPIs and geo maps, and all those components can be embedded within Smarten dashboard. So yes, I'm sure whatever your visualization or reporting requirement or reporting component requirement you have within dashboard can be incorporated within Smarten, and yeah, you can request for a session with our experts to see the kind of visualization that is possible within Smarten. Can codifications be standardized? So if I understand this question right, I mean, say you have a product course and you wanna standardize the product codes with the certain prefix, suffix, and other mechanism you may have. So yeah, I mean, uh, it depends on what sort of codification you wanna do and what sort of source you have. But from the tools point of view, there is lot of data transformation, data manipulation functions, including custom columns, dependent columns, and all those features are available. And yeah, that can be done where you have a source column data in XYZ format and you want to transform it to some sort of a format with certain prefix, suffix, some business rules and stuff. You can generate the new columns based on your old columns and perhaps standardize your column. I won't say we are MDM tool, but yes, a lot of transformation capabilities are provided, and you can perhaps use that. So if you have specific use case, you can get in touch with us, and we can see how that use case can be achieved. Do we need any modeling methods for predictive analysis? If I understand these questions right, yes, I mean, when you use assisted predictive modeling, we call it Smarten Insights. There are various techniques which are already pre-built into the system. So whether you want to do clustering or classification or association or regression and few other techniques that we have, you can there are many algorithms and models which are available. If you don't know, say for example, if you want to do classification and you don't know which one is the best fit classification method for your data, system would do the auto recommendation for the best fit algorithm for your data and will present you with custom visualization along with simple English language interpretation. So that's one of the biggest strength that we have, as I mentioned earlier, with the citizen data science empowerment and the assisted predictive modeling interface that we have. We have lots of videos on our website, and yes, if you want to explore this further, please get in touch with us. And we are about to release something called Auto Insights as well, where you just give data to the system and system will come up with all possible models using various algorithms in the back end to give you insights and generate predictive models from your data. Whole workflow is automated and you can just do it with just one click of a mouse. And we are looking forward to demonstrate that to you in time to come. Can you give some examples of predictive analytics for Smarten BI? Yes, I mean, whether you want to do customer churn or say some cost prediction or employee attrition, or you want to do some basic forecasting, you want to do uh, classification and clustering of your customers based on certain parameters that you have. So as far as these use cases are concerned, as I said earlier, it is only limited by your imagination, your use case, and the data you have. We have a section on our website where we have explained most popular, most high in demand sort of use cases. But yes, that's not the finite list. We don't provide pre-built libraries. We want to give you the exploratory interface where you can create your own use cases using predictive analytics without getting into details of data science as well. That's our biggest strength. And in fact, we also have a free citizen data scientist course online, which is available on our website. It won't take more than 4 or 5 hours total for you. You can, it's self-paced. You can do it on your at your own time. And yeah, I would recommend you to go through the citizen data scientist free online course available on our website to get into more insights about possible use cases, popular use cases, and how you can leverage Smarten to develop these use cases for you. Then we have another question. If I am new to BI tools, what things I need to learn first so that I can use Smarten efficiently? I think if you are a power user of Excel, and if you know the basics, you don't even need to know basics of SQL. But yes, if you are a power user of Excel, you understand your data, you have access to your data sources, whether it's in Excel file or CSV files, or maybe if your IT permits you to connect to some data sources, then I think getting on with Smarten is we have lots of content on our website. We also offer what we call is do-it-yourself service packages of 50, 100, 200 hours, where our team of expert can work with you one-on-one to explain you the concept in a pretty much hands-on way to make sure that you can leverage smart and value in a very short time, typically with 2 to 3 days training. And if you have a if you have the basics of data and Excel and macros and stuff, you can use Smarten for your own use case in very short time frame. Yeah. Any more questions? Any other questions? We still have some time. Yes, we can still take 1 or 2 questions if you guys have any questions. Or yeah, we are almost well past our time. So I guess, yes, I mean, this is it. There are no more questions. So yes, thank you everyone again. Hope you found these. Yeah, there is one question. Can you please suggest that in NLP, in case of spelling mistake, how can we make it? I mean, NLP inbuilt engine where it will find the synonyms, where it will correct the spelling mistakes. Apart from that, if there are any your organization specific or industry specific terminologies that you use, say for example, you want to call product a item and not the product, then you can configure that in the backend as well. So the questions related to, and it has got a type ahead sort of an interface as well. So as you type in, you see the suggested values, and generally, like we do it in Google, users use those type ahead drop down values. So uh, yes, I think this can be addressed in NLP. Thank you, Raj. Okay, so yeah, thanks everyone again for your time, and I hope you found it useful. And if you have any questions, get in touch with us, drop us an email, or contact anyone from our team who is in touch with you, and we will be able to have one-on-one session with you to answer your queries about data quality as well as any other queries that you may have on use of Smarten in your organization. So thank you once again, and we'll look forward to see you in next webinar. Thank you.